But I remember, this is my very smart, sharp, when we were younger, very fancy dress, young, beautiful woman, went to Ivy League University in America, everything. Came back to Nigeria, met this guy, fell in love, but fell into trouble with the love. Because this guy she loved her to obsession, which was more like destruction. It's true. Was threatened by anything and always wanted her locked up at home. No work, no financial independence. This very sharp, smart young woman, every time I looked at her, tears would fall in my eyes. Maybe she was making some bed sheet in the house, would beat nonsense out of her. Yes, because I remember one day, I still have a factory in Punch Compound. She came to see me in the factory with her 2 children. And at the sight of her, I just started crying because he had beaten her to nonsense. One day he beat her, she passed out. He was afraid she had died, but she came around. But with all this trouble that he gave her, would not let her work, would not do anything. At 34, not older, they were both 34. This guy goes to have leukemia. This same wife that he almost killed is the one who took care of him, would sleep literally on the floor at Luth beside him, watching him. And he died. But he died leaving 2 children who were going to expensive schools in GRA and a wife that he himself had made incapacitated. And to top his wickedness, in his work, he worked in one of the major oil companies. In where he worked, next of kin, his brother. Real life stories, not a tale. The children, 2.5 and like 5, they were real kids, or 2.5 and 7 or something like that, when he passed. Meanwhile, he had left his wife economically incapable. His benefit at work, next of kin, was brother, and the value was to be locked up until the children were 21. Just in case she went to marry somebody else, she would not have access. Who will take care of his children? Sometimes when you think you want to do somebody, you do yourself. I'm just telling you stories, real life story, so that you will not allow foolishness to abound in your heart. And at the end of the day, you will work for nothing because you have not tidied up. My friend, we had to think very quickly on our feet after the guy died about how to help her find her way forward. Anyway, she organized herself and moved to America because that's where she knew, that's where she went to school. She could start all over again because she'd been back to Nigeria from her 20s and she'd never actually settled into work because her husband would not let her work. So she went to America and lived there and lives there till now. Went back to school, did a master's. She has PhD now and is involved in the education sector. Her children have done well and she's refused to marry. But God has kept her. What if she couldn't move forward?